Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to show you how to run iOS 6 on a 32-bit Apple device. Now this is an iPad 3, this should also work on the iPad 2, iPhone 4S. I'll leave all the devices it should work on in the description. Now to do this you need to be jailbroken. I have a video on how to jailbreak the iPad, so if your iPad or whatever device you're on is not already jailbroken, go and watch my video on how to do that and then come back to this one. So once your device is jailbroken, you want to go to Cydia, go to sources, click edit, then click add, and then type in CoolBooter.com, click add source, turn to Cydia, then click done, then click where it says CoolBooter repo, click it, click system, and then go to the top right where it says modify, then click install, then click confirm, then it will start to install it. Then we'll click return to Cydia again, go home, then you should see CoolBooter there. We can open this, we click install, we'll say preparing to install, and I'll just go for 6.0.1, click ready. Would you like to verbose boot? This will only apply when booting into other OS. So I'm going to click yes. Now if you click no, then it just shows up with the Apple logo, but basically this just shows like what it's doing, so it looks like so it's a bunch of lines of code that come up while you're booting, but that's only when you boot into iOS 6. Now it says at the bottom here, downloading iOS 6.0.1 from Apple. So now it says verifying IPSW, so this is what they've downloaded from Apple. So they've downloaded the iOS 6.0.1 IPSW from Apple, and now it's extracting it so that it can install it. Now here it says flashing iOS 6.0.1 to a new system partition. Now basically, if you've ever dual booted a computer before, as you will know, you have to basically split your hard drive or SSD into like two halves. Well, it don't have to be half, but like you have to split them in two. So it comes up as two different hard drives. That is one thing with this, which is obviously a downside. You'll have less storage, and this is only a 16GB iPad, so you won't be able to install much, because it has to reinstall. It has to install iOS 6 on it as well, so it's got two. Obviously iOS takes up a certain amount of storage, and it's going to have two iOS versions on here, so there's quite a bit of storage just taken up with nothing, and some apps you might want on both, but you don't have to keep this on here. You can remove it if you choose to. So it's now come up saying storage almost full. We can just click done, and it is finishing up the installation. So you see here it says installation succeeded. Please restart your device. So we'll click reboot, and now the Apple logo has come on. So now it's booted back onto iOS 9. So we'll unlock it. So now I'll open CoolBooter, and I'll click boot. It says lock your device, so lock it. And then now, you saw the iOS 6 logo. This is that verbose boot I was talking about at the beginning. So I'll flip the iPad the other way around so you can actually see that. And now, as you can see, it's loading into iOS 6. So I think it's got enough charge that I can unplug it and stand it up this way. I had to move everything around to be able to show this, but as you can see, it's got the iOS 6 login screen. Wow. So we've got to go through the setup. Setting language, United Kingdom. And now I will connect to my Wi-Fi. So now it's connected to Wi-Fi. It's activating my iPad. Now I can enter my Apple ID. So set up as a new iPad. I've already entered it. So sign in with Apple ID. So Apple ID verification code required. So I'll get my other iPad out. So basically on the iOS 6 devices, there was no pop-up screen where you entered in the code like how you do on the newer ones if you're doing this. But now you just have to enter the code after you've entered in your password. So basically I need to enter in the password again, then put the verification code after the password. So that works. agree to the terms and conditions, and now it says it'll take a few minutes to set up my Apple ID. So I'm not going to use iCloud because I don't really do that. We'll use Siri, not send, and start using iPad. So as you can see, it's now got iOS 6 on it. There you go. You can just move it back to like that. But yeah, iOS 6 in 2022. Wow, that is impressive. So we'll go to settings, go to about, see to Charlie's iPad. Capacity 2.9 gigabytes. I've got 1.93, so I can't install much on here. That's weird, being able to use the old iOS. Back in like 2017, 2016, I had an iPod Touch 4 on iOS 6, which obviously that was out of date by then. But like I used to use it quite a lot, so this is like really nice to be able to do that again. Obviously, there's barely any app support for iOS 6 nowadays. There's barely any app support for iOS 9 on this, so I imagine it's even worse on iOS 6. But iOS 6 runs really well on here, like considering how bad iOS 9 runs, this one's really nice. I think with some difficult ways I could get iOS 8 on here to replace iOS 9, but I don't know if it's worth it. But I wonder what happens if I go into software update. What if it lets you update to iOS 9 and you just have like 2 iOS 9s on here? That'd be quite funny. But being able to do this actually is not quite new. It's not new. This is being able to do this. It's been around for like 6 years, or like since like 2016-ish. This works on iPhone 4s, iPhone 4Ss, maybe iPhone 5s, iPad 2s, obviously the iPad 3, that's what I'm on now. But it looks like it's just not going to do anything. But let's do the lock sound. Wow. No. So go to camera. So you can see my PC there, but if we switch it around, you can see my amazing recording setup. See you record as well. Wow. I've got the old App Store, which will be quite slow, I think. Oh, later. Don't want to update it. But yeah, there won't be much on here that you can actually do. There won't be any apps that natively support iOS 6. There'll have to be ones that are in your purchase section and you can download like an older version. So I'll try Instagram. See if that works. Well, I mean TikTok comes up. No chance it will let you download it though. Yeah, knew it. iPhone apps. That's where it'd come up if it was going to come up, innit? Instagram. I mean, I have purchased it before, so it should come up with a downgrade button. Oh, brilliant. But this does just show how badly supported iOS 6 is. But then it's really old, isn't it? So it's not much of a surprise. But I do think that that is very cool. So you can still iMessage off of this if you wanted to. Like you can still text people from this. But it does run really smooth, which is really nice to see on such an old thing. Well, contact looks different. Good, there's nothing on here. Notes look really different. It's nice because I never actually used iOS 6 on an iPad. I've only ever used it on, like, I think I'd use it on, I might have done use it on an iPad. But not like anything of my own. But oh, that didn't turn up them sounds today. But yeah, that is really nice. What a photo booth. So that's pretty much the same. Obviously go Safari. That looks really different. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you want to see any more videos on this. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys come back for the next video. Bye.